And hi, mamas. Today we're going to talk about an important topic called mom rage. Now, many of us must have felt mom rage at some point in our lives, but the way that we have reacted to it could be different. Now, what is mom rage? Mom rage is a burst of anger that is directed towards your child. It can be triggered by small things and makes a mother feel out of control. Prior to mom rage, something else comes up, and that is called postpartum rage. Now, postpartum rage is usually caused by hormonal changes as well as lack of sleep. Now, let's ask ourselves, when do we rage? When do you find yourself getting angry? Could it be when you feel like your needs are unmet? Is it when you haven't had enough rest or haven't had enough sleep? Could it be displaced anger? This means you're angry with someone else and you cannot take your anger out on them, and so you take it out on your child. Do you feel overwhelmed, or do you feel that your boundaries are being crossed by your spouse, by your in-laws, or people at work? Or could it be that you feel unheard, that you keep expressing how you feel to your partner or your family and people around you, but you're not heard? These are some of the causes for moms to feel that intense anger and rage. And these feelings of anger are very normal. Now, here's an activity that you can try out, and it's called Track Your Triggers. So take out a notebook and write down what happened. So the incident. This is the incident which caused you to shout or yell at your child. Now, what was I feeling before this? Was I tired? Was I overwhelmed? Or was I feeling unheard? And the third point is, how did I react? So pause this video and write your answers down. Now let's dig a little deeper into mom rage. We need to understand that anger is a signal. It's not a failing. Moms often feel guilty after expressing their anger. Angry is a natural response to an unmet need or a crossed boundary. Now, instead of seeing anger as something to suppress, see it as something in your life which needs your attention. The second point is the good mom syndrome. These are the expectations of the society for a mom to be a good mom all the time. And what are the requirements to be a good mom? Endlessly patient, self-sacrificing, and nurturing, suppressing your own needs to fit into this mold. This can lead to resentment and burnout. A happy mom is not that who takes care only of her family needs. Sure, that is very important. It is important for us to take care of our family's needs, especially our children's needs. But it is equally important to take care of yourself as well. So don't feel guilty when it comes to self-care. The third point is breaking cycles of overfunctioning. Now, what is overfunctioning? Overfunctioning is doing way more than you can actually do while still being sane. That is, we look into our children's projects, their emotional needs. There's a lot of mental exhaustion and emotional exhaustion as well as physical exhaustion. Emotional regulation. Now, this is a very, very important point because a lot of us have not learned this as children growing up. We do not know how to regulate our emotions, but we still expect our children to do so. And children often copy what we do. So if they see mom immediately reacting and shouting in every situation, that's what they will mimic too. So it is very important to learn the skill of emotional regulation. So another activity for you to do is just this week can be practice the pause. That is, every time you feel a trigger coming on, like maybe it could be before sleep time, when your child is tired after school, and you know that that's your trigger because your child may be reacting and that causes you to react in a negative way. So let's practice the pause. And what this means is, when you feel that time is nearing for your child to come back to school, be prepared that this is how my child is going to react, and I need to give him or her the tools to react in a better way. And for that, I need to react in a better way. So what you need to do is, when you feel your heart rate increasing, just keep your hand on your chest when your child is around and let them see you do it, and take a few deep breaths. When you notice your heart rate slowing down a bit, that's when you respond, and you're responding then and not reacting. So for the next 1 week, can you practice this? Even if you're successful once or twice, that's a big win. Now let's choose assertiveness over martyrdom. And what does this mean? Instead of expecting other people, it could be your partner or family or anyone around you, to notice what you're doing and notice your needs, it's time to express them yourself. Don't bottle up all that frustration, because that will lead you to snap. So it is very important to practice direct communication, yet kind communication. Use anger as a tool for change. Don't dismiss anger, and don't dismiss those feelings of anger, because that's what causes it to build up little by little by little, and then you explode. So if something makes you angry and you find this as a pattern repeating itself, address it. Don't dismiss it. Don't sweep it under the rug. That you have anger building up in you, why don't you join a kickboxing class, or you can go for a run, so you can figure out ways to channel that anger inside you, let it out in a more positive way, and also teach your child to do the same. The next point is to set boundaries without feeling guilty. A lot of us as moms feel guilty about setting boundaries with our partner, with our family, and also with our children. Now, it's not a mean thing. When you're setting a boundary, that is protecting you from burnout, from emotional exhaustion, and helps you be a better mom to your children. A boundary is just making people know what you are okay with and what you are not okay with. And it is not against a certain person, you're doing it for yourself. And this falls under self-care. It doesn't make you a selfish person, because you're able to give your child more of your love and spend quality time with them without feeling resentful. Teach your children healthy anger management. This is something that we may have not learned growing up, but now we have the tools to do so. So why not empower the next generation? And anger is just an emotion. It's not bad. But how you express it is important. Start with teaching them how to set healthy boundaries and have open communication. So the key takeaway from this talk is, a mother who prioritizes her own well-being raises children who know how to respect others as well as themselves. If you like this talk, do subscribe to my channel and find me on Instagram.